It is that time of year again, guys. We are in the transfer window. It is hotting up, and I want to do some transfer videos. Today, we're going to be discussing the Arsenal squad going into season 22-23. This is the team we have right now. Well, up until about 2 weeks ago. I need to update it a little bit. We're going to do it in this video. For example, Lacazette is no longer with Arsenal. It's so strange to me. He's been here for so long. He's gone. What we're going to do today is discuss new signings that are linked, players that I would like to join Arsenal, and then on the right side, you can see we have loan and sell. So we're going to be moving players out, moving players in, and seeing what we could do with the squad. And then maybe tomorrow, I'll put together kind of my formations and systems that I'd like Mikel Arteta to use. Of course, if you're not an Arsenal fan, this probably isn't the video for you. And also, if you're here for my career modes, I know this isn't a career mode video. It'll be back next week when we begin our journey in European football. So, where do we start? First of all, let's update the squad. So, you'll see we have some new signings in there. We've got, well, I say I didn't update it for a week. I've put new players in. I just haven't taken players out. So, right now, we do need to take out Lacazette. So, let me just go ahead and clean this up right now. Lacazette is gone. I can't believe I've said that. Twice now, he's gone. Was he that good? There were some seasons where he was very good. There were some seasons where he was practically invisible. Last season, we would have got top 4 if we had a more consistent striker for the entire 12 months. We're not going to talk about Aubameyang. But, yeah, Lacazette didn't really help us much last season. Not enough, anyway. So, looking at goalies, I don't think I need to change anything there just yet. Defense, everyone's still here. Midfield, everyone's still here. I've added in new signing Raphinha. Not Raphinha. That's the guy we're talking about at the moment, being linked with Arsenal. That is Marquinhos from, was it Sao Paulo over in Brazil? Fascinating story behind that transfer. We didn't actually have to pay for him, but to continue a good relationship with clubs over in Brazil, we decided to give them a fee. It's a long story. Check it out. The Marquinhos signing to Arsenal. Fascinating. We also have our brand new superstar midfielder, which, I don't know, it's a bit of a weird one. We'll discuss him later. But that is, of course, the new Vieira. Oh, we've got Fabio Vieira from Porto for an absolute bargain. Yeah, this team is now up to date. So what we're going to do is go through loan players returning, and we will then put them in the squad. The players that I would keep, or we're going to move them into loan again or sell. So should we start with that first? Let's do that. So I've got them all down here. Let me just move them so you can see them. So first of all, we've got Balogun here. He was on loan at Middlesbrough last season. He did okay. I'd be willing to give him a go next season in the squad as a backup, if that makes sense. So I think Balogun should probably he should be coming back into the squad. And sorry to those of you who have massive OCD, it's not going to look perfect. Otherwise, I will spend all day doing this. But, you know, I'm just going to drag players in. We also have Nelson, who was out on loan last season at Feyenoord. They got to the final of the Conference League, and he played a relatively big part of their success in Europe. I don't know if he played so much in the league when he first joined. I think he had a few injuries, didn't he? I'm kind of in between loan again and give him a go. I would not be looking to sell Nelson just yet. I think another season just to see if he can progress further. So I think I'm kind of more loan again. We might revisit that one. Next, we have Torreira. Sell. It's a tough one because we are lacking midfielders. You can see here we've got a ton of defenders, a load of creative players, including wingers, not many strikers, but we don't have enough central midfielders, and that is what Torreira is. And trust me, I would keep him if he wanted to play for Arsenal, and that's the problem. I don't think he wants to play for Arsenal. He really wants to go back to Fiorentina this season, but apparently they don't want to pay up despite having crazy amounts of money after selling Vlahovic. So yeah, not sure about that one. Now, Maitland-Niles also made it to the Conference League final with Roma and won it. I'd potentially loan him again, but I think the reports are that Norwich want him, Bournemouth want him, Fulham want him. I'm sure a lot of the promoted sides could do with a signing like Maitland-Niles. Is he good enough to play at right back? He's better than Cedric, I would say. Is he good enough to play in central midfield? This is his preferred position. I don't know. So I'm on the edge of try and loan him again for a season and see what happens, preferably to a Premier League team again. But part of me also just thinks, get the money, man. If we can get 15 million for Maitland-Niles, I think that's probably worthwhile. I might come back to that one. Then we've got Bellerin. Straight away, same situation. Don't think he's good enough anymore. A true, I don't want to say a legend, but he's been at the club so long. He was on loan at Real Betis last season, and from what I can hear and what I can see, he absolutely loved it and he wants to go back. So let him. Even if it's not for much money, I don't think Bellerin's worth that much anymore. Just let him go. And I've just realised we're going to have a lot of sells here, aren't we? Because Pablo Mari as well. What I'm going to have to do... Oh, no, I've just messed up the screen. There we go. What I'm going to have to do is move up some of these here, because otherwise we are going to run out of space. Let's just get these guys up here, just so you can always see them throughout the video. Now, Saliba, on loan at Marseille last season, made it into the French League Team of the Year and looks incredible. Definitely returning to the squad. I'll put him here for now. As you can see, I've kind of organised it right backs to centre backs to left backs, but we'll just put Saliba over there for now. And then we have Runarsson, 100% sell. I can't believe he's still at Arsenal, technically as an Arsenal player. We should talk about goalkeepers, because for me, Leno he's a great goalkeeper and deserves to play. Was fantastic for us. One of our players of the season in 2019. I remember that very well. He was absolutely amazing. Of course, Ramsdale's come in, shaken up the tree a little bit. And I've really appreciated Ramsdale. He's better with the ball at his feet. He's a more confident goalkeeper. Not necessarily a better shot stopper in some ways, I would say. But Leno, I'm pretty sure he wants to go. So I would just let him go. For a relatively decent fee, why not? And we already have a brand new signing, not confirmed yet, but pretty much, and that is Turner. Turner coming in from the MLS. I think he's 28 years old. I think he's the main goalkeeper for the USA, ahead of Stefan, who plays for Man City. So I don't know too much about Turner, but I know he's a massive Arsenal fan. There was a recent video that came out, and it went viral. It was a Tottenham fan at his last game of the season and asked him to sign a shirt, and he refused. Turner said, no, I'm not signing it. You're a Tottenham fan, which of course has made a lot of people happy. So that is the loan players from last season returning, and you know, we're only keeping two, Balogun and Saliba. I'm undecided on Nelson. Maybe we bring him in, but with almost called him Raphinha again. With Marquinhos coming in, I don't know. We don't know how good Marquinhos is going to be. It's a different league out here. Nelson, I would keep on the books, though. Torreira, I'd sell him if he doesn't want to be here. Maitland-Niles, we can cash in on him. English tax, he should go for a decent fee. Bellerin, happy for him to go back to Spain. Pablo Mari, also would like him to go wherever he wants. He's a good player, but we don't need him. And I'll be talking about a new centre-back that I want to sign soon. Then Runarsson and Leno, I would let them go. And Okonkwo, as a third choice keeper, it's not really a big deal. Any of the academy goalkeepers could fill that void. So, time to get new signings in. This is the most exciting bit. So, let me just enable that. And let me just bring them in to view. You can see the first player here is Jesus. This is going to be in the way. Let me move them up here. So, Jesus, for me, should be an absolute priority. It seems like this is going to be a done deal in the next coming days / week or two. I think, well, it's very obvious we need a striker. We've given Nketiah a new contract, the number 14 shirt. We could have Balogun back next season. We still need a striker. So he would be my number one choice. He's exactly what Arteta likes in a striker or an attacking player. He is insanely quick And of course, he pressures the defence, and that's what Arsenal do. We put pressure on the defence. They make mistakes. I think Jesus genuinely would be a baller for Arsenal. Next, we've got Raphinha. I keep saying his name instead of Marquinhos. Raphinha is a recent link, but apparently someone that Arteta's been looking at for over a year now. Barcelona looked to have him, but it seems like they're keeping Dembele, and they don't have the finances to get Raphinha in. So I would be jumping on that very quickly because I would be selling Pepe. Pepe is a player that I had high hopes for. It hasn't worked out, so unfortunately, I would cash in. Pepe would be going, and Raphinha would effectively be a direct replacement. What a signing he would be. About 60 million euros, apparently. So what, 50 million pounds, something like that. I mean, we all know how good he is. Do I need to mention him anymore? Up next, we have Tielemans. Looked to be one of those deals that would get done quickly. It's gone a bit quiet. I think we have other priorities. The Fabio Vieira deal just came out of nowhere, really. I would be bringing him in as well because we need central midfielders. I don't think Sambi Lokonga is quite ready to be a starter for us. Partey having injury issues, even though he was basically injury-free for his whole career before joining Arsenal. El Nenny's got a new contract, and of course, Xhaka, there were some rumours that he could be on his way out, which blows my mind because he's our only left-footed central midfielder. We need that. You need a bit of balance in the squad. And we don't really have a replacement for him. So Tielemans is a really, really good option for us. And he's going into his last year of his contract. So we could potentially buy him, or Leicester would potentially sell him for around the 25 to 30 million mark, which is insane. Do you know how good Tielemans is and still how young he is? He's 23, 24? Unbelievable. Up next, we have Hickey. Plays for Bologna. I know, it's incredible. We've got lots of English and Scottish and Welsh players going abroad now. I love to see that. Hickey is a player that can play right back, but most of the time plays left back or left wing back. Plays in a really, really attacking way, but also can defend. Hickey would be a fantastic signing. Don't worry, he's not in the loan or sell. He's a player that I want us to sign. You can see defensively, we're getting very heavy here. So that leads me on to Tavares before we talk about the next signing. Tavares is a bit of a tricky one for me because I do see quality in him. I actually think he's probably better as an attacking player, maybe as a left mid in a 3-5-2 or a left wing back, or maybe even a left winger. I'd potentially look to loan him out next season, get him some more first team football, and then we bring Hickey in here. That's my preferred choice. I'm not saying that Tavares isn't good enough for Arsenal Football Club. I think he can be. He had a very up and down first season for Arsenal. I don't think he flopped per se, but out of all the signings we made, he definitely underperformed more than others. I would like to see him get a loan if Hickey comes in. And for those of you who don't know much about Hickey, search him up. Absolutely incredible. I signed him in the MGH United career mode. Hasn't worked out so well, but I think he would do a great job for Arsenal. Then we have this centre-back. His name is Lisandro Martinez, and I've known of him for a while. And one thing that always bothered me, especially in FIFA terms, is the guy's short. He's like 5'9", 5'10", I believe. Some people think he's 5'7". I don't believe that. I think he's taller than that. And he plays as a centre-back, a CDM, or even a left-back. You're seeing a trend here with all of these signings that we've made so far this season, but most of the signings last season, it's versatility. It seems to be top of the list and young. Martinez can play in 3 different positions. I think they see him as a left centre-back that can play a slightly inverted role over on the left side for someone like Tierney and Hickey to go forward. I love the passing range that Martinez has. I've been seeing some montages coming out, and boy, he can pass. I also, unfortunately, think it's potentially a Gabriel replacement next year. I think Gabriel will eventually leave Arsenal. He's I don't want to say too good, but he's very good, and Juventus want him, Barcelona want him. It's going to be a tough one to keep him. So I think if Martinez comes in, genuinely, I know it might seem maybe a little bit silly to say maybe Holding's time is up, because having competition is good, and Holding's done a good job for us. So I guess maybe we just keep Martinez. We just bring him in. And, Holding just has to play Because the problem we've got now is we've got Saliba, who, of course, needs to get minutes. We can't have a season where he doesn't play. We've then got Ben White, Holding, Gabriel. Even Tierney can play as a centre-back. Tomiyasu can play as a centre-back. And then bringing in Martinez as well, it's a lot. So part of me thinks if there is someone that has to go, it probably is Holding. But I don't know if I want to do that. Do you just put Martinez in the squad and get rid of Holding? I don't know. You guys can let me know in the comments down below. But that is everything that I've thought about. They're all realistic targets. They're all pretty much linked with Arsenal. And we've got the money to do it. The reports are we're going to be spending close to 200 million this summer. We've obviously spent 3.5 to 4 million on Marquinhos. We've brought in Fabio Vieira for around 40 million euros. That's a hefty chunk going. And Raphinha with Jesus combined, the two Brazilians, that's going to be over 100 million. Tielemans 25, Hickey kind of 20, 25, Martinez 30. We are looking at around that 200 to 250 mark. But of course, selling all of these players here, let's say Pepe goes for 20 to 30, which is cheap compared to what we paid for him, but that's all he's worth now. If we get 10 for Mari, 5 for Bellerin, 15 for Maitland-Niles, you know, maybe even 10 for Leno, it starts to really add up. Torreira is probably worth a good 15, 20 million. So that offsets the investment. Turner coming in as, I believe it's a free signing. I don't know if we've actually paid anything for that. What I'm trying to say is it's completely doable. And if we get all these targets, I'm telling you, Edu and Mikel Arteta deserve a lot of praise, because for me, this is a squad good enough to push really far in Europe next season, as in win the Europa League and absolutely push hard for top 4 again. Last season was out of the blue, in my opinion, that we were charging up that top 4 challenge. We were actually the favourites for quite a long time. Of course, it didn't quite work out in the end, and Tottenham beat us to it, and fair play to them. I'm still concerned about central midfield if we don't bring in Tielemans, and I'm actually very concerned if we don't get Jesus or another striker in. But we will. We will get Jesus in. We will get... I think Raphinha is going to join. I really do. I've got a feeling. This is a great squad. Can't wait to see what happens next season. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and there'll be a few more transfer-related videos coming out over the next few days.